Your legs are failing first, and it's not just aging. Have you been waking up lately feeling like your legs don't belong to you? Maybe it takes a few seconds longer to rise from the bed. Maybe stairs have started to feel like a challenge. Maybe you've even stumbled just once, but that one stumble left you shaken. Here's the truth, leg weakness isn't just part of getting older, it's a red flag. It's your body's cry for help, and if ignored, it can mark the beginning of a silent, invisible spiral. One that leads to limited mobility, loss of independence, and even early death. Falls are the #1 cause of injury-related deaths in people over 65. One fall, that's all it takes. But here's what almost no one tells you, you have more control than you think. The body is screaming, not whispering, it's telling you, I'm missing something. The trembling knees, the slowest steps, the effort it takes just to stand, they're symptoms. And they often point back to a single overlooked cause, nutritional deficiency. Let's face it, most people after 60 don't eat for muscle, they eat for routine, for comfort, for habit. And that habit may be weakening your legs faster than time ever could. But there's hope, and it doesn't come in a bottle, a pill, or an expensive program. It comes from 4 simple foods, powerful, natural foods that rebuild leg strength from the inside out. Before we dive into the first one, let me ask you this. If you could make one simple change to avoid being in a wheelchair 5 years from now, would you do it? Let's begin with the muscle-saving miracle, salmon. You might be thinking, fish? Really? What does salmon have to do with how strong my legs feel? Everything. As we age, the body loses muscle faster than it rebuilds it. It's called sarcopenia, and it starts as early as your 30s, but accelerates dangerously after 60. Without enough high-quality protein and anti-inflammatory nutrients, your muscles weaken silently, and your legs, being the largest muscle group, are hit first. That's why salmon is a game changer. It's not just food, it's medicine. Packed with premium protein and omega-3 fatty acids, salmon fights the exact processes that destroy leg strength. Chronic inflammation, slow muscle recovery, and impaired circulation. It doesn't just nourish, it heals. Think about this. Have your knees been cracking more? Does getting up from a chair require momentum now? Do your legs feel tight for no reason? That's inflammation talking, and omega-3s are the antidote. Salmon isn't just a delicious dish. It's one of the few natural sources that can actively reduce joint stiffness, increase muscle synthesis, and improve blood flow all at once. Greek yogurt isn't a trendy superfood, it's a survival food. So here's your second trigger. Comment 2 below if you've had Greek yogurt in the past week, or if you plan to add it tomorrow morning. Because what you say publicly, you're more likely to do. That's accountability, that's action, that's momentum, and that's just the beginning. In the next section, you'll discover a leafy green that acts like a circulation booster, and a humble kitchen staple that might be your best weapon against balance loss. But first, ask yourself, are you eating for energy or for erosion? Your answer could change everything. When legs feel like sandbags, it's not just fatigue, it's a warning. Have you ever walked across the room and felt like your legs were dragging, like each step required more effort than it should? That strange heaviness, almost like walking through water, often gets dismissed as just being tired. But in reality, it's not simple fatigue. It's poor circulation. It's oxygen-starved muscles. And it's one of the earliest signs your body gives before something more serious strikes. Here's the hidden danger. Reduced circulation is like a slow leak in your tires. You don't notice it until your legs give out when you need them most. Stepping off a curb, climbing into bed, or regaining balance from a sudden turn. If your legs have been cramping at night, feeling colder than usual, or swelling without a clear reason, this part is especially for you. Because the third food on this list is nature's circulation booster, spinach. You might not expect a leafy green to have such power, but that's where most people get it wrong. Spinach is rich in magnesium, potassium, and nitrates. Together they relax your blood vessels, increase oxygen flow, and reduce the kind of muscular tension that makes your legs feel heavy and stiff. Let me explain what's happening inside your body. Your muscles need a constant supply of oxygen to contract, stabilize, and move efficiently. When blood flow slows, oxygen delivery drops. Your legs don't get the fuel they need, and every step becomes a strain. That's why so many people over 60 start saying, "My legs just don't feel like they used to." It's not weakness, it's suffocation from the inside out. Take Margaret, 76. A retired librarian. She loved gardening and long walks with her grandchildren. But gradually, her legs began to ache at odd times. She couldn't stand as long. She'd wake up at night with sharp cramps in her calves. Her doctor tested for nerve issues but came back with something simpler. "Your circulation is struggling." He told her to start adding leafy greens, especially spinach, to her meals at least 3 times a week. She was skeptical, but within 4 weeks, her nighttime cramps disappeared. Her walks lasted longer. She didn't dread getting up from the couch anymore. It wasn't a miracle, it was biology, finally supported. Now here's something you can try right now. Press your thumb into the front of your shin for 5 seconds, then release. If the indentation stays longer than 2 seconds, it may be a sign your circulation is compromised. This isn't a diagnostic test, but it's a wake-up call. And if you've been feeling sluggish lately, don't ignore it. Spinach can be added raw to salads, cooked into scrambled eggs, stirred into soups, or blended into smoothies. It doesn't have to be a chore, but it has to be consistent, because blood flow doesn't fix itself overnight. It responds to what you eat day after day. And when your muscles start getting the oxygen they've been starving for, the difference is profound. Still reading? Type 3 in the comments if you've ever experienced night cramps or heavy legs. Let's see how many of us are going through this silently. And now, let's talk about a food that's probably already in your kitchen, but you've never looked at it this way. For decades, people were told to limit their egg intake, cholesterol fear, misguided advice. But new research has shown that eggs, especially whole eggs, are one of the most complete foods for muscle rebuilding, nerve function, and joint support. Here's why they're so powerful. Eggs contain all 9 essential amino acids. That's rare. They're a perfect protein, which means your muscles can use them immediately for growth and repair. And when your leg muscles start to break down due to inactivity or aging, this becomes vital. But it doesn't stop there. Eggs also contain vitamin D and B12, 2 key players in nerve health. Without strong nerve function, your legs may lose coordination. You may stumble more, your reflexes may slow, and your brain-to-muscle communication, it gets fuzzy. That's not aging, that's undernourished neuromuscular function. Think of eggs as rebooting the software between your mind and your legs. Let's talk about Felix, 69. He was never into big breakfasts, just toast, maybe a banana. But he noticed he couldn't step up curbs like he used to. His balance felt off. He'd grab railings more often, even on flat ground. His daughter, a physical therapist, asked him a simple question. How much protein are you getting before noon? The answer? Almost none. She convinced him to switch it up. 2 scrambled eggs every morning with a slice of avocado toast. Within a month, he was moving faster. He reported fewer shaky moments. He even started going on morning walks again, all from 2 eggs a day. If you've been feeling slower, less steady, or uncoordinated, ask yourself, am I feeding my muscles the right way? Because even moderate protein deficiency over time will weaken you from the ground up. Want a quick test? Stand on one leg, close your eyes, count to 10. If you sway, struggle, or fall before 10 seconds, it's a signal. Your balance, reflexes, and muscle tone may already be fading. Eggs are easy. Scrambled, hard-boiled, and omelets. Whatever works for you, make it part of your daily habit. They're not just breakfast, they're prevention. Now here's where it gets real. Weak legs are not just inconvenient, they're dangerous. Every day, seniors fall because their legs couldn't catch them fast enough. And one fall can trigger a chain reaction of hospital visits, surgery, rehab, and loss of independence. That's the part no one talks about. That's the part this video is trying to stop. So if you're reading this and thinking it's probably nothing, pause. Your legs are the foundation of your life. They carry you through every moment, every memory, every embrace. Losing them slowly without realizing it is not how you were meant to age. That's why the time to act is now. If these 4 foods, salmon, Greek yogurt, spinach, and eggs, can help you walk stronger, stand longer, and live fuller, what's stopping you? We've covered 2. You've got 2 more in your fridge. So here's the challenge. Start today, not next week. Add one of these to your next meal, then come back and tell us what you felt. Leave a comment below and share this with someone you love, someone whose legs may be trying to whisper a warning too. Because when you share knowledge, you don't just spread information, you spread protection. And that ripple could save someone from a fall they never saw coming. They say aging is inevitable, but weakness isn't. By now you've seen it clearly. Weak legs aren't just about getting older. They're about choices, daily choices. Tiny, powerful decisions that either build you up or slowly tear you down. It's easy to think, I'll deal with it later, but later has a price. And for many it comes too suddenly. A slip in the bathroom, a missed step on the sidewalk, a single moment that changes everything. You lose more than strength, you lose confidence. And when confidence goes, independence follows. But here's the truth that most people overlook. The food you eat today can be the reason you walk safely tomorrow, and the reason you live longer, standing tall, moving freely, and never needing to ask for help to rise from a chair. Let's recap what you've learned. Salmon rebuilds lost muscle and eases joint inflammation. Greek yogurt reinforces bone structure and muscle fiber. Spinach opens your vessels and breathes oxygen into tired legs. Eggs sharpen nerve communication and repair fatigued muscles. Together they form a shield, a line of defense. But only if they're part of your life, not your wish list. Now you may be wondering, can food really make that much of a difference? Is it too late for me? Meet Teresa, she's 81. 2 years ago, she fell in her kitchen. No broken bones, thankfully. But what shattered was her sense of trust in her body, in her balance, in the floor beneath her feet. She stopped going to the store. She started avoiding stairs. Her world shrank room by room. But her granddaughter wouldn't accept that. She started cooking meals rich in the foods we've just explored. Teresa began eating with purpose, not just habit. Within months, she felt more stable. She stood longer at family gatherings. She even joined her church walking group again. What brought her back wasn't luck, it was fuel. You see, your muscles are living tissues. They don't run on time, they run on nutrients. Give them what they need and they don't just survive, they fight for you. But here's the part no one talks about. Most people never get this message in time. They get advice too late, after the fall, after the walker, after the surgery. And by then, rebuilding takes 10 times more effort. That's why this message is not just for you, it's for your mother, your uncle, your neighbor, your best friend. Because if you're over 60 or caring for someone who is, the clock is ticking. But unlike most clocks, this one can be turned back if you act. So here's what you can do right now. Look in your fridge, pick just one of the 4 foods. Eat it today, not perfectly, just intentionally. And do it again tomorrow and the next day. Because strength doesn't come from single acts. It comes from repetition, from consistency, from commitment to yourself. And if you're thinking, well, what if this really works? Good, hold on to that thought. That thought might be the reason you dance at your grandson's wedding, or hike your favorite trail at 75, or never need someone to lift you from the bathtub. Let me leave you with one final exercise. It's not physical, it's mental. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself 10 years from now. Are you moving with ease or moving with fear? Are your legs carrying you forward or holding you back? Now open your eyes. What you eat today decides which version of that future comes true. So here's what I'm asking you to do. If this message struck a chord, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with one person you care about. Someone whose steps have slowed. Someone who said, I just feel off lately. Someone who needs a gentle nudge. A reason to believe they can get stronger again. Because aging is not a sentence. And strength is not a memory. It's a muscle, one that still responds, one that still grows, one that still matters. The real danger isn't weakness, it's silence. So speak up. Type the number 4 in the comments if you've made it this far. If you're ready to walk stronger into your next chapter. Your voice might be the spark for someone else's change. And if you've learned even one thing today that made you pause, share this video. Not for the algorithm, for the awareness. Because the fall you prevent may not be your own. Let's not wait for disaster to wake us up. Let's wake up now. Let's fuel our strength before it fails us. Because these 4 foods aren't just healthy. They're a lifeline, and you deserve to live strong, walk tall, and age on your own terms. We're with you, every step of the way.